Hello and welcome to another exam paper walkthrough. I'm going to be carrying on with my GCSE series today, but I'm doing something a little bit different. Today I'm going to be doing an AQA predicted topic paper. What I mean by predicted topic, I'll discuss it shortly, but you need to get a copy of this paper. Attached to the description to this video, you will find a link to my Google Drive where you can download a copy of the paper, and I would strongly recommend you do the paper before or during the video. This is a predicted paper for the June 25 exam series, and this is a foundation paper. This is paper 1F. I will produce a paper 2 and a paper 3, but I'm going to wait until paper 1 has been sat so I can get the topics as accurate as possible. I would recommend you have some music on in the background just to make the video a bit more enjoyable. I have some music on in the background while I'm recording them, so I definitely would recommend that. And if you find this useful, please do subscribe if you like, and you'll get notifications as soon as I put up any other new videos. Before I get really into the question paper itself, I'm just going to really briefly discuss how I generated the paper. So I did an analysis of all of the past paper ones, and I did their percentage of appearances, and then I kind of ranked them, and then I took the top sort of 90 odd roughly marks just to create the best paper I could. I used AQA Advanced Analysis, Q&A and Facilitation spreadsheet to generate my questions. Once I'd picked, how many did I actually pick? 89 marks in the end. I arranged it by national facility just to make it kind of build in difficulty. So we've got a facility of 95%. All the way down to 6.5%, so it's a fairly well spread paper. And because I use this, you can also get rough grade boundaries for the paper. These have obviously been, this is a great example of truncating a number, so we can't see the rest of the decimals. So you really, for grade 5, you're looking at 72 marks. For grade 4, to be comfortable for that, you're looking at 59, and so on. Okay, let's get on with the paper. Sorry, I forgot to mention, so I'll mention it now. These questions that are red, if anyone's wondering why they're red, what it is they're actually parts of questions. So, for example, question 12 has got more than one part to it, and I've just arranged it by order of the most difficult, so that there are one or two easier questions on averages that will appear at this question 12 mark, and it was just so that I'd built it properly. I hope that makes sense. So I've tried to make this look as close to the most current AQA papers, just so you can get used to that format and layout, which hopefully will work for you. So let's start off. Question 1, solve 3x is equal to 6. So let me turn my pen on. Right. So if 3x is equal to 6, then to solve that, we would need to divide both sides by 3, which would give you x is equal to 2. So we're looking for this one here. Right, question 2. By rounding each number to the nearest 10, estimate the value of 262 divided by 19.8. So that's going to be approximately equal to, so I'm going to give away the equal sign. So to the nearest 10, that's going to be 260 divided by, and then that to the nearest 10 is going to be 20. So I'm going to make that the same as 26 divided by 2, which is going to give me 13. Right, question 3. Students choose juice with their school meal in a ratio of orange to apple to lime, 5 to 2 to 3. We've got the number of students, complete the bar chart. Okay, so the way I'm going to do this is if I put this back in as orange, apple and lime, and we've got the ratio 5 to 2 to 3, and we know that this total here is 20, and also just to help us out a little bit, we know that this total here is 8, so we can check that those are right. So to get from there to there, we're going to times by 4, and we need to do the same here as well. So our missing value here has got to be 3 times by 4, which would give us 12. So I need to draw my bar. I need it to be equal width to the other two and an equal gap. and I need it to go to a total of 12. So that's going to be my bar. There's no need to shade it in. That should be absolutely fine. Okay, question 4. By rounding each number to the nearest 10, so another estimating one, estimate the value of 31 times by 18. So again, same format. I'm going to say that that's going to be equal to 30 times by 20. Well, 3 times by 2 would give me the 6, and I need to add 2 zeros, so 600. Right, question 5. Misha records the main type of weather each day for 55 days. So I'm going to underline that because that's going to be a key point, I reckon. The pictogram shows the results of rain, snow, and cloud. Sun was recorded on one more day than fog. Complete the pictogram for the 55 days. So it's mentioned that 55 again. Right, so I'm going to count up my pictures so far. So I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and 2 halves would make 11. So I've got 11 pictures so far, and each picture represents 4 days. So what I actually want to do is 55 take away this, so that's going to be 50. That's going to be 55 take away 44, which is going to give me 11 to show. So that's going to be 11 to show between these two. So if I do 11, because there's one more day for fog, I'm going to go -1 and then halve that number. So that's going to be 10 divided by 2, which is going to give me 5. So one of them is going to be 5, and then the other one is going to be 6. So let me just check I've got this the right way around. Sun was recorded one more day than fog. So this is going to be sun, and this is going to be fog. So sun is 6, so I'm going to draw that as 1 square. That would be 4, and then a sun, and then a half. And then for fog, I'm going to do 1 square, and then 1 partial square. There we go. Okay, question 6. This is in this isosceles triangle. The perimeter of the triangle is 22. Work out the length of AB. So we're told that that one is 4. So we're going to do these two must be equal. So I'm going to call them x just to help me out here. So x plus 4, or 2x plus 4, is going to be equal to 22. And -4 from both sides. That's going to give me 2 lots of x is going to be equal to 18. Divide both sides by 2. Gives me x is equal to 9. So my answer is going to be 9 centimeters. Right, question 7. Match each box on the left to a box on the right of the same value. The first one has been done for you. So I like to pick out kind of the ones that I'm confident with first of all. So I know that a half is going to be 0.5 or 50% or 10 out of 20. So that one's fairly straightforward. I know that a quarter is 0.25, so that one's got to match to that one. And then I know that a fifth is 0.2 or 20%, so that one's going to match to there. Let's just put a few bits on here. So I know that 1 over 10 is equal to 0.5 or 50%, or a fraction 10 out of 20. I know that this is going to be 0.25 or 25%. And I know that this is going to be 0.2 or 20%. And that covers it all. Right. Question 8. 5 points are plotted on a centimetre grid. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. The points are 5 of the vertices of a hexagon. Each side of the hexagon has the same length. Work out one possible pair of coordinates for the other vertice. Okay, so I will actually include both here. So I'm going to take midpoint of this point and this point, midpoint of this point and this point, and then this needs to be 3 away. So that's going to be the most common answer, although technically that one there is another one that is allowed. So I'll put that one in red just for now. So the one pair is going to be, the most common answer would be 2, 5. Although I will put in the optional one as well. So we could have also had 8, 5. Right, question 9. Work out 4 plus 3 times 5 minus 1. So this is orders of operation. So we need to do our multiplication first. So that's going to become 4 plus 15 minus 1. And then we do the addition and subtraction in the order that they appear. So I'm going to say that's 19 minus 1 is 18. Right, question 10, work out 58 times by 73. So this is just checking our column multiplication. So I always like to do my multiplication where I put my larger number on top. So I'm going to treat it as 73 times by 58. My first step is to times everything by 8. So 8 times by 3 would give me 24. Put a small 4 there and a small 2 there and a large 4 there. Then I'm going to do 8 times by 7, which is going to give me 56 plus the 2, 57, 58. Now I'm going to times everything by 50. To make that easier, I put a 0 in the units column, or the ones column, and I'm timesing by 5. So 5 times by 3 would give me 15. And then 5 times 7 would give me 35, plus the 1, 36. Then I add my two numbers together. So 4 plus 0 would give me 4, 8 plus 5 would give me 13, 5 plus 6 plus 1 would give me 12, and then 3 plus 1 would give me 4. So I'm looking at 4,234. And if you've done that question using another method, that's absolutely fine, provided it works for you. So I am a big fan of the grid method as well. So splitting it into 50 and 8 and 70 and 3 and multiplying it out that way. That gets a lot of criticism elsewhere. I'm a big fan of it, particularly because it applies very nicely to algebra as well. Right, question 1. Work out 1.1 minus 0.15. So again, I will set this out using the column method. So you can subtract, provided you keep your place value consistent. So 0.15 there. And then I'm going to do 5 taken away from 0. I need to exchange. So I'll do it in different pen just so you can see that I'm crossed it out by mistake. So that's going to become a 0, and I'm going to have a 1 there. So 10 take away 5 is going to give me 5. Again, I'm going to have to exchange here. So 10 take away 1 is going to be 9. So we're looking at 0.95, which is our first option. Again, if you've used a different method to that, that's absolutely fine. Right, question 12. Here's a list of numbers, work out the median. So the median is the awkward one in terms of I need to arrange them in size order. I'm going to take a mini shortcut. So I'm going to count the numbers I've got. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So if I've got 10 values, then I'm actually after the 5th and the 6th value. So I'm not going to list them all. I'm just going to go up to my 6th value going in size order. So 1 is my smallest. Then I've got 2 2s. Then I've got 1 3. Then I've got 1 4. And that's my 1 2 3 4 5th value. So I need one more. So my median is going to be halfway in between those two. So 4 plus 5 divided by 2 is going to give me 4.5. Right, work out the mean. So the mean is the mean one because you've got to add them all up. Probably shouldn't have crossed these numbers out. So I'm going to just take the crossing out. So I need to add all these numbers up and then divide by the number of numbers. So I already know that there are 10 numbers, so dividing by 10 is quite a nice one. I'm going to do this two ways. I'm going to do it the traditional way, then I'm going to show you a kind of a shortcut if that's helpful for anyone. So I'm going to add these up in kind of pairs. I'm just skimming through them. Right, so I'm going to circle the ones that I've added up. So that's going to give me 10. And I'm going to look for patterns of 10. So that's another 10. And then that's another pattern of 10. And then that, and that make another 10. And then I've got another 1. So they're going to add up to 41. And then I need to do 41 divided by 10. So I'll do it over here. 41 divided by 10 is going to give me 4.1. So that's an absolutely fine way of doing it. And please don't worry about this second method if it's not helpful to you. So another shortcut that I could take is, I know that the median is 4.5. So if I compare all these numbers to 4, what I've got is, and I'm going to keep like a running total, how they compare to 4, and then see what I'm left over with. So this is -1. This would be -2, so -3. This is sorry, this is 1 above and 2 above, so that's 3. This is 3 below, so that would take me down to 0. -1, that would still be 0. That would be 1, that would be 4. That would be 0, and then 2. So I've miscounted there. So I'm going 1 above, 2 above, 3 below. So that takes me to 0. That's 1 below. That's 1 above. So that takes me to 0 again. That would be +1. That would be +3. So I'm now 4 above. And I'm out by 1. 1, 2 above. Above, 1 above. Yeah, there we go. 3 above. So that's me 5 above. Then 2 below, 2 below. So I'm 1 above overall. So 1 above 4. So if I divide that by 10, that's 0.1. So it's the mean would be 0.1 above 4. So that would be 4.1. And don't worry about that if you're not happy with that. That's kind of an old method, but I find it a little bit easier sometimes. Okay, right. Question 13. Ollie and Rachel run a marathon. Ollie starts the race at 9:15 a.m. He takes 3 3/4 of an hour to finish the race. What time does he finish the race? So I'm going to take my start time, and I'm going to, so 9:15. I'm going to add on 3 hours. So that would take me to 9, 10, 11, 12, 15. And then I'm going to add on my 45, 3/4 of an hour or 45 minutes, which will take me to 1. I've gone 24 hours there, but this is in AM PM, so I'm going to call it 1 PM. Right, part B. Rachel has a target time of 4 hours and 10 minutes. She was running for 186 minutes. To meet her target, how many minutes does she have left to finish her race? So I'm going to convert the 4 hours and 10 minutes into minutes. So that's I'm going to want to do 4 times by 60 plus 10. 4 times 60 is 240 plus 10 is going to take me to 250 minutes. Right, so if she wants to finish, she's been running for this long, so I now need to do 250 minus 186. So again, I'll change pen color for my subtraction. So I need to exchange here. So 10 take away 6 would give me 4, and I need to exchange again here. 14 take away 8 is 6, so 64 minutes. Right, question 14. The time in Rio is 3 hours behind London. The time in New York is 5 hours behind London. What is the time in New York when it is 1 a.m. in Rio? Let's try and do it like this. So if I start with Rio here, oh, well, it doesn't really matter where we start. Rio to London. Rio is 3 hours behind London. So to get from Rio to London, I'd need to add 3 hours. And then New York is 5 hours behind London. New York is 5 hours behind London. So to get from London to New York, I would need to take away 5 hours. So to get from Rio to New York, I would need to take away 2 hours. So if it is 1 a.m. in Rio, it would need to be 11 p.m. in London. So I'm going to give it in the same format because this is in the 12-hour clock. So I'm going to say 11 p.m. Although 2300 would be absolutely fine, I'm sure. So if you've worked in the 24-hour clock, I'm sure you would still be fine. Okay, work out one possibility of the, so for a set of 5 numbers, the mode is 8, the median is 12. Work out one possible set of the 5 numbers. So if the median is 12, that means the middle number has got to be 12. If the mode is 8, we can go 8 there and 8 there. If it says the mode, it means that we can't have 14 and 14. So I'm going to go 13 and 15. And the reality, these two numbers don't really matter. As long as they're not the same number, they're not smaller than 12. I think any two is fine there because that won't affect the mode or the median. Okay, question 16. Work out 1/4 plus 0.5. And it's giving it as a decimal, so I'm going to convert the quarter to a decimal, and I'm going to say that's going to be the same as 0.5 plus 0.25. So if I add those together, I'm going to get 0.75. Right, question 17. Here is some information about the time spent on social media by 40 women and 40 men last week. Tick one box for each statement. Okay, so let's just get our head around this. Number of men. Okay, brilliant. 3 of the women spent more than 11 hours on social media. So 11 hours. So we have got three women that spent 3 of the women spent more than 11 hours. So one of these two couldn't have spent 11 because it's greater than, so that's definitely true. The range of men is 15 hours. Might be true because actually let's just check that for sure. So the range of men is 15 hours. We don't know where these 4 would fit here. We don't know where these would fall here. The only thing that we can say is we could say that it couldn't be true if that holds. So if all of these were 5, and then these were 12, 5 take away 12. 5 take away 12. 11 take away 5. 6. The range for men is 15 hours. So it's definitely bigger than 6. I think I would have to say that's definitely not true. The range for the men is 15 hours. So the maximum the range could be, so that's what the minimum the range could be. The maximum that the range could be would be 14 take away 3. So I would say that that cannot be true. Yeah, so the smallest that the men could be would be 6. The largest that the men could be is kind of arguable, but 12. So it's got to be bigger than 12. So it cannot be true. The women have a higher median than the men, so we can discuss that. So the median for the women and for the median for the men is going to be between the 20th and the 21st. And we can work out what group that would fall into. So it would fall into this group for the women, and it would fall into this group for the men. So we cannot be true. So we can't say for sure. Women have a higher median than men. That one might be true. Okay, question 18. Reflect the triangle in the line x is equal to 2. So x is equal to 2 would be this line here. So if we're reflecting in that line, it's got to be here, here, and here. So that's going to be my reflection. Part B, rotate the kite 90 degrees anti-clockwise about the point 0, 0. So let's put that point on first of all. I tend to look at it point to point. So that point, if it's going 90 degrees anti-clockwise, would need to go to there. That point, if it's going 90 degrees clockwise, would need to go there. And then I know that there to there has got to be the same as there to there. So that's going to be my rotation. And I would strongly recommend double check that with tracing paper. So you were going to put your tracing paper over it. You trace out the shape, including the point of rotation. You put your pencil on the point of rotation and turn your tracing paper 90 degrees clockwise and check that they match up. Okay, question 19. And I'm sure somebody would be screaming at me. I've just spotted I've rotated it clockwise, not anti-clockwise. So apologies for that. Let's redo that. That would be how you would do a clockwise one. An anti-clockwise one is turning in the opposite direction. So that point would move to there. That point would move to there. That point would move to there. And that point would move to there. So I rotated it the wrong way. First, that would be my correct rotation. So sorry about that. Right, question 19. A regular pentagon has a perimeter of 100 millimeters. A shape is made by joining the square to the pentagon. Work out the perimeter of this shape. Okay, so pentagon has got 5 sides, so each side is going to be worth 20 millimeters. And then what we've got is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 of those sides. So that would be 7 times by 20, which would be 140 millimeters. Okay, question 20. Work out the value of t when p is 4 and w is 2. So t is going to be equal to 5 times by 4 minus 2, which is going to be a multiplication first, 20 minus 2, which will give me 18. Right, part B, work out the value of p when t is minus 20 and w is 10. So I'm going to write the formula in to start with. Then I'm going to substitute in my values. So minus 40 is equal to 5 lots of p minus 10. So we want to get p by itself. Our first step is to get rid of, excuse me, minus 10. We're going to do that by adding 10 to both sides. So minus 30 is equal to 5p. We're then going to divide both sides by 5. And minus 30 divided by 5 is minus 6. So P is minus 6. Okay, question 21. 200 students were each asked about the monthly cost of their phone contracts. Here are the results. So school students, college students, less than £25 and £25 or over. How many more students how many more school students than college students were asked? Okay, so we need our totals for school students. We've got 40 plus 90, which is going to be 130. And we've got college students, 32 plus 38 is going to give us 70. So we want the difference between 130 minus 70, which is going to give us 50 more students. No, it's not. It's going to give us 60 students. Okay, part B, what percentage of the 200 students had a monthly contract of less than 25? So the number that had a contract less than 25 is going to be 40 plus 32. So that's going to be 72. And then as a percentage, 72 out of 200 would be the same as 36 out of 100. So I'm looking at 36%. Okay, question 22. In a game, 3 stars are hidden at random. Each star is behind a different square on this board. A square is chosen at random. What is the probability that a star is behind it? So that's going to be 3 out of the total number of options. And we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 times by 5. So it's going to be 3 out of 25. So I'm going to go 3 out of 25. You could have gone percentage, so I'll put that in a bracket. As a percentage, that's going to be the same as 12 out of 25, so that would be, 12 out of 100, so that would be 12%. Or decimal, that would be 0.12. I would have gone for 3 out of 25, but I think it's useful to mention the other option. Okay, part B. In one game, the stars are behind 3 consecutive squares. The squares are in one row or one column. One of the squares is E2. Write down all the possible pairs for the other 2 squares. Okay, so we know that there's a star in this square here. So E2. E2 is that square there. So it could be. Let's start with saying it's here and well, it could be there and there, or it could be each combination in different colors. So it could be there, it could be there, there, and there, or finally it could be there, there, and there. So those are my combinations. Write down all the possible pairs for the other 2 combinations. So I'm going to have 3. I'm going to have C2, C2 and C3. No, I'm not. I'm going to have C3 and D3, C2 and D2. That's or I could have E1 and E3. Or E4, E5. No. E3 and E4, sorry. E3 and E4, final combination. Okay, question 23. The ratio x to y is 74, x plus y is equal to 88. Work out the value of x minus y. Okay, the language of this has been designed to try and catch us out a little bit. So let's look at this in a bit more detail. So x to y is in the ratio of 7 to 4. And we know that the total of the 2 is 88. So we want to split 88 into this ratio. So we've got 11 parts. so we need to times by 8. So that means that x is going to be 7 times by 8, which is going to give us 56. And y is going to be 5 times by 8, which would give us 32. So the value of x minus y is going to be 56 minus 32. So that's going to give us 6 take away 2 would be 4. 5 take away 3 would give us 2. So it's going to be 24. Right, question 24, solve. To solve this, I'm going to times through by 15. So if I times both sides by 15, that'll get rid of both my denominators because 5 is a factor of 15. So if I times this side by 15, that would leave me with 2w. A bit of a shaky w. So 2w is going to be equal to, if I times this by 15, well, 15 divided by 5 is 3, so it's going to be times in by 3. So 4 times by 3 will be 12, and then divide both sides by 2, which would give me w is equal to 6. Right, question 25. A large rectangle is made by joining 3 identical small rectangles as shown. Perimeter of one of the small rectangles is 15 centimeters. Work out the perimeter of the larger one. Okay, this works out quite nicely because it fits here, we can, if I call that length x, then this longer side is going to be 2x. So if we've got the perimeter of one of the smaller rectangles is 15x, well, that must be, you don't really need, so all the way around the outside would be 6x is equal to 15. And we don't really need to solve that because that side would be x, that would be 2x. So we can call the perimeter of this, I'm going to tidy this up a little bit. I'm going to do that in red. So that's going to be 3x and 3x. That's going to be 2x and 2x. So all the way around the outside would be 10x. To make this easier for myself, I'm going to say that if 6x is 15, then 2x is going to be equal to 5. So 10x is going to be equal to 25. And you could have obviously found that x is 2.5 and then worked it out, but I think that's a shorter way of doing it. I like to take shortcuts where I can. Feel like I should probably do the common way though. So we could say x is equal to 2. Let's do that in green. So we could have said that if 6x is equal to 15, then x is going to be equal to 2.5. So 10x is going to be equal to 25. So, right. Question 26. Saj makes rose pink paint and cherry pink paint. He mixes red paint with white paint as shown. Rose pink is made from red to white in a ratio of 1 to 2. Cherry pink is made in a ratio of red to white as 4 to 3. He makes 60 litres of rose pink paint. To the rose pink paint, he adds blah and blah. As he now made cherry pink paint, you must show your working. Okay, so let's start with 60 rose pink. So I'm going to work out the ratio of. I'm going to work out the number of litres for the rose pink paint. So if he's done red and white in the ratio of 1 to 3 to make 60 litres, we've got 4 parts, so 60 divided by 4 is going to be 15, so it must be 15 litres of red to 45 litres of white. We're then going to add on our new amount, so let's say we'll call it the added. So for red to white, we're going to add on 80 litres of white. So that will take us to 95 litres of red paint. And he's added on 28 litres of white paint. So that's going to take us up to, let's do that, 45 plus 28. 73 litres. Right. And again, I've made a mistake here. Can anyone spot where my mistake is? Probably screaming at me. So I've got my ratio wrong here. So it was 1 to 2 and I did it as 1 to 3. So the method still holds fairly true. So it was 1 to 2. So that's divided by 3. So it's 20 litres of red and 40 litres of white, which makes this bit a little bit more straightforward. Let's get rid of that. So if we add on 80 litres of red paint, that would take us to 100 litres of red paint. If we add on 28 to 40, that would be 68 litres. So that's the paint he has. And if we simplify, well, we could simplify that ratio. Alternatively, I'm going to say for cherry paint, for CP, for cherry pink, he would need I'm actually going to do it here. So I've got so let's say that was step 1. That was then step 2. So what I'm going to say is for cherry paint, if we want to have 100 litres of red for white, if we wanted 100 here, we've got to times by 25. So we'd need times by 25 here. So that would give me 75. So has he made it? No, he hasn't. So I'm going to finish it with my statement. You can make the comparison how you want, but I'm going to say no. He would not have enough white paint. Okay, question 27. ADB and CD are straight lines. The angle ACD is 5 times the angle, work out the size. So if I call that one X and I call that one then 5X. So that needs to add up to 180. So 180. No, I'll do that the other way. I'll say that then 6X must be equal to 180. So X has got to be equal to divided by 6 on both sides. So that would be 60. So work out the size of angle ADC. That's going to be 5. Making a lot of mistakes today. Divided by 6 would give us 30. So ADC would be 5 times that. So 30 times 5, which would be 150. Okay, question 28. In a bag, there are only red discs, blue discs, green discs. There are 10 red discs. 1 disc is picked at random. The probability of it being red is 1 out of 8. The probability of it being blue is 2 out of 5. How many green discs are in the bag? Okay, so let's look at it like this. So we've got red to blue to green. We know that there are 10 red discs. We know that red, blue, green, red, blue, green. Okay, we know that the probability of it being a red disk is 1 out of 8. We know that the probability of it being blue is going to be 2 out of 5. And then that's the information that we want. We want that value there. Okay, so the way that I'm going to do this is I'm going to add the fractions. Well, I'm going to say that if 1/8 of the disks are red, then there must be a total of 80 disks in the bag. This is probably the easier way to do it. I was going to do it a bit more complicated than that. So I'm also going to say what are 2/5 of 80? Well, 80 divided by 5 is 16, so that must be 32. So we've accounted for 42 of the disks, so I need to do 80 minus 42, which would give me 38. How many green disks are there in the bag? There are 38 green disks. Okay, question 29. Here is a triangle on a grid. The triangle is reflected in a vertical line. Two of the vertices of the reflection are at 7, 3 and 7, 7. What is the coordinate of the other vertice of the triangle? Right, so let's plot those 2 points on first of all. So 7, 3 and 7, 7. Okay, so that means that that must be our line of reflection. And this point is, 1, 2, 3, 4 squares away. 1, 2, 3, 4 squares away. So it must be there. So my answer is going to be 10, 3. What is the equation of the line of reflection? So I've already shown what what the line is. I need to describe it. That is the line where x is equal to 6, because at every point x is equal to 6. Okay, question 30. In a right angle triangle, the smallest angle compared to the largest angle is 2 to 5. Work out the 3 angles of the triangle. Well, if it's a right angle triangle, one of them has got to be 90 degrees first of all, and then the other angles must add up to 80. So if we go smallest to largest is 2 to 5. That means that we've got 7 parts. Sorry, no, because the largest one must be the 90-degree angle. So to get from there to there, we would need to times by 18. So this angle here must be 2 times by 18, so that's 36. So that's the other one. And then the other angle must be 90 minus 36, which is going to give us 49. Well out with that. So 0 take away 6 we can't do, so exchange. So 10 take away 6 is 4, and then 8 take away 3 is 5. So that one should have been 54. Where my answer came from? 54. Okay, and that brings us to the end of the paper. So I'm going to bring up that Q&A again. Okay, so again, I hope you found that paper useful. Maximum mark for that was at 89, and those are your rough grade boundaries. The numbers have been truncated so that they've had the decimals cut off, but you can take that as your rough grade boundaries for the paper. I hope you found that useful. And again, I'll just bring up that topic appearance, rough topic appearance. So we didn't necessarily get through all of them. I think we got through a good amount though. I think we ended up stopping at around, if I'm trying to remember correctly. So I think I got to around the 16th, because I threw a few questions in at each level. I hope you found that useful. If you want to do any additional revision, that's the topic appearance for paper 1s for the foundation. And again, thank you for your time in listening. Please feel free to add any questions, comments, or feedbacks into the chat to the video. Apologies for those minor mistakes I made. Hopefully I've gone back and corrected the majority of them. If I've made any further mistakes and anyone pointed out to me, I will add it to the chapter index. The video will be chapter indexed by the topics. And if I've spotted an error already, I will add that to the chapter index for the paper. Again, thank you very much for your time. I hope your revision goes well, and I will see you soon.